back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to another video. I'm so tired. We just came back from like a night out. Where we just came back from an outing. I took Ulanga to go play at some like play area thing, and then we went to Ikawash, and it's 4:30 right now. We got back like 10 minutes ago, and I remembered I wanted to shoot a video. Yeah, this week's video is gonna be about finances and cars. Someone asked that I would do a video about how I paid my car off in 6 months, and this is that video. So I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. Yeah, let's get into this video. So there's no bev today because I'm broke. I don't have money for wine, and yeah, this month things are a bit tight. But we move. So this is a bit weird because I wanna. It's funny. So I bought my first car in 2018. Yes, end of 2018. It was a Kia Cerato. I think it was a 2012 model. Yeah. If I have a picture of it, I'll insert it here. Yeah, I loved that car. It was an automatic. It was like a bronzish color. It had a sunroof, leather seats, which I really appreciated, and I just loved it. For a first car, I thought it was just perfect for me. Of course, it was second hand, and I bought it on finance, right? So I have about 5 or 6 things that I had considered and thought about and used to pay this car off in 6 months. So the first thing that I would say worked for me was finding a car that was secondhand and that was affordable, right? So affordable is very much subjective. Is subjective the word? But it depends. That's what I'm trying to say. It depends on package and obviously what you can afford. I didn't want a car that was more than 130,000 at the time. So yeah. And the thing about buying a car is that you need to plan for it like 6 months or a year in advance, I feel. So you need to know what kind of car you want to buy, how much you're willing to pay monthly, how much the overall cost of the car is going to be. I found that normally people focus more on the monthly installment, and what's more important is the actual price for the car, which was for me overall was 143,000, I think. So that's very much important because your monthly installment is also dependent on that and also other things, but mostly dependent on the overall amount right? So yeah. And then, so I think July, number one was the actual cost of the car. So I considered with a motor that is not more than 130,000, right? So that I could pay it off quicker, because by the time I bought the car, I had less than, I think I had about 6 to 7 months left of my contract. So I just wanted to pay it off before contract time pay, because like I said in my other video, I didn't know what was going to happen after my contract ended, and I wanted to have a car after that. So having a motor that would cost me less, right, or that costed less, was my number one priority. So mangi check lapho go Auto Trader. I lived on Auto Trader, I lived on cars.com, and every other link that would pop up when I'm trying to find like second-hand cars. But I when I was on Auto Trader, benga big like like these weird names that I don't know. I would go for like reputable. Get a reputable because they also would like screw you over sometimes. Reputable car dealerships, especially second hand. So I would actually look at or Mastercars or Toyota even. But I ended up buying my cars at Inspector Car. It's a known brand, so I felt comfortable with that. So yeah, after months and months, like I said, like you need to prepare beforehand. So after months and months of trying to find out what kind of car I wanted to buy, type of engine size, because that matters when it comes to petrol. If I wanted a manual automatic, but I knew from the onset that I wanted automatic. Like I think I found manual and I'm young, but again I need to learn. I actually want to learn how to drive a manual. So automatic. Do you want a sedan or hatchback? Do you want a 2-door, 4-door? Those are the things that I thought about. I don't know if in the grand scheme of things, if it's important or if it counts towards the price, but those are the type of things that I considered. But I do know whether the car is automatic or manual does count towards the cost of a motor. Cars that were automatic were like 10 grand, 15 grand more expensive than any model that were manual. So yeah, just consider the overall cost of the car, right? So if you want to pay your car off sooner, get a car that will relatively cost less. Maybe get something that's less than 150,000 rands. Before we even continue with this video, and I already feel like it's all over the place, but I do want to say that I am not a certified financial advisor. If you are looking for a financial advisor or financial advice, please consult a certified, qualified financial advisor, right? This is just me taking you through how I paid my car off in 6 months. So the second thing that I would say you must consider, right? So as you're planning for the car in advance, right? You don't just wake up and go shop for a car. You plan for it. You plan for anything that's financial. You plan for it. Any big purchases, you plan for them, right? So as you're planning to buy your car, save for a deposit. Other than choosing a car that's cheap, right? That allowed me to pay my car off in 6 months was saving is gaga deposit. I think I saved about 60 to 70k for a deposit. That's already half of imali yemoto, right? Half of the 140,000 that I eventually bought the car for. So save for a deposit, guys. It really helps. It goes a long way. No more save 20,000 if you can. Whatever little amount you can save, it really helps. And even towards like things like administration fee, what other fee are there when you're buying a car over and above the actual cost of the car? Because I think I paid 11 grand more on I can't remember. Yeah, things like that. Then I paid for a warranty, which was, I don't know why I did that. But you must hlakanipha when you're signing those contracts. You must read and you must understand exactly what you're buying. So yeah, so even saving towards those extra costs, Zemoto really helps, right? So save. Mhlamba sithi ufuna ukuthenga imoto ya 200,000, you can save the monthly installment every month for the next 6 months, so that uzobona ukuthi uzokhona yini. Will your budget or will your salary or will your income allow for expense efana nemoto? Over and above things like insurance, petrol, maintenance, car wash, and all those other things. So saving is really important. Saving in advance so that you know that you can afford a motor and all the other costs that come with having a car is really important. So like I said, I saved about 70k mina, and yeah, I paid it towards the loan, and it really helped. Or advisor, I don't know if this was right or wrong, but yeah, that's how I did it. One salesman said to me, I should take the full amount here loan, right, for the car, and then a month into paying for the car, then put in low 70,000 loan, and then it would decrease my installment. But if you think about it, it's the same. And I just feel like I paid more because I didn't put in the deposit beforehand. But I don't know if it makes sense. Please comment down below if you know if that's actually true or not. But now that I think about it, I just feel like maybe it was scamish. Yeah, so that's what I did. And then on number 3, double installment. If your budget can allow double installment. So what I did when I paid the 70k installment, it decreased, right? So I was like, okay, no, double my installment, so that no, actually I didn't double it, because initially my installment was 3,000 rands, right? So after I paid the 70k, I think yes, that's about half of it. I can't remember, but I called them again and I was like, okay, increase my installment to 8,000 rands. So if you want to pay your car off early, add additional amounts to imali yakho installment. And also, when you're adding to installment, or when you're adding imali, right, your monthly installment, call them and tell them, this amount that I'm paying towards the principal amount that I borrowed from you guys, because sometimes they put it to your interest, right? Excuse me, because I think for imoto, interest is calculated, other than like a house. I think a house is calculated on a daily basis, but for imoto, it's calculated loan, so you already know how much interest you're going to pay towards the loan. Yeah, so you must call them and tell them, I'm paying towards the principal amount that I borrowed from you guys. So yeah, so even when I was into Stokvel at the time, and I still am actually. So if I would get a lump sum, I would also like put in there, and then I'd call them and say, can you please allocate it towards the principal amount that I borrowed from you guys? That's number 3. Number 4 would be, decrease your expenses and your costs as much as you can. It was easier for me because being Klalikai, so I wasn't paying rent. Ulang was still young, so her expenses were relatively low. Like, she wasn't going to school. It was just the normal nappies, ABC, clothes, and all of that. So it wasn't like now I'm paying like 2 grand for a school fees, and I just want to cry every month, and I'm paying rent, and there's this and there's that. So at the time, I had little expenses. So I could afford to increase my installment. I could afford to put in like extra payments here and there. Yeah, so decrease your expenses as much as you can, guys, if you want to pay off your costs sooner. Number 5 would be what? With anything that has to do with saving, paying off debt, investing, finances, be disciplined and diligent. You must focus on the end goal. Like, in that 6 months, because I knew what I wanted to do, right? And to my favor, I wasn't paying any rent, like I said, but like the little things, I would literally bring this guys, like even hair, like sometimes I'd delay doing my hair because I knew cent counts. So yeah, just be diligent and be disciplined. Don't listen to because people will talk, right? When you start not doing the things that you were doing before, when you start to and people see that, they will talk. But what's more important is that you focus on the goal. You know what the goal is. Even if it's just investing or just saving or whatever, focus on your goal. Don't listen to what people are saying. So yeah, be diligent and be disciplined. Number 6, what would number 6 be? Oh yes, number 6 would be take the emotion out of it, right? From the get-go, you need to know what kind of car you want, how much you're willing to pay, and yeah. Ungafiki laphayana and allow salesman to sell you a car that's more expensive and you won't be able to pay off sooner or afford at the end of the day. Mina bengazi ukuthi ngifuna automatic, and I had a list of brands that I wanted to buy. Like I wanted to Toyota, Kia, which other brand? Hyundai, like brands that starter friendly. Like I don't know if I'm making sense. Like it's a safe car for your first car, and also it's affordable, and also apparently my parts are very important. So if the car breaks, then you'll be able to access parts corner easily. So don't let them sway you, right? Don't let them sway you, even if it's a color. You need to know down to the T what kind of car that you want, and don't let them sway you, especially with the price. Like I remember I went to other branches and they're like, no, get a brand new car because 1, 2, 3. I was like, no, give me second hand, mina, and I want it to be this price. Like I never angzange, what's the word? I never settled for a car that I didn't want. I never got swayed, even though I did buy a warranty 4,000 rand that I did not need to buy. But at the end of the day, I got the price that I wanted it. Even in interest rates, number 7, negotiate. That's one thing I didn't get right. I didn't negotiate the price of the car. I'm sure I could have gotten it for less, but I didn't negotiate the price. Also, I didn't negotiate thoroughly interest rates. I didn't even know my credit score at the time, but I did call a bank and I was like, this interest rate is too high, because I think they gave me like 13% or something, and it went down to like 12 or 11, I can't remember. But I was like, I'm gonna pay it off soon anyway, so I don't want to fight too much about it. I should have fought, fight, negotiate, haggle, do everything that you can. Every cent counts. If you want to pay it off sooner, every cent counts. So haggle, negotiate, interest rate, the actual price. Even with insurance, you can negotiate everything. So negotiate. Yeah, that's 7 tips, guys. I feel like I gave you more than I thought. Yeah, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please subscribe, please comment down below and share. Yeah, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.